in Fox Chase, a quiet suburb on the northeastern edge of Philadelphia. Snow still clung to the ground, and wind rustled through the bare trees. A young man was out checking his muskrat traps in the woods near Susquehanna Road, an area where people often dump trash. As he moved through the underbrush, he spotted something odd, a large cardboard box, partly buried in weeds. He approached. The box had once held a JCPenney baby bassinet, but inside was something that didn't belong. He opened the flaps, and there, inside, was the naked body of a small boy. He had been bruised, beaten, and wrapped in a thin, checkered flannel blanket. His hair had been crudely cut, as if done in a rush. He was about 4 to 6 years old, pale, thin, lifeless. Shocked and afraid of what reporting it might bring, the young man walked away without telling anyone. One day later, another man, a college student named Frank Guthrie, spotted the same box while driving through the area. Curious, he stopped, walked toward it, and saw the same horrific scene. This time, police were called, and what they found would haunt them for the rest of their lives. The investigation began immediately. The boy was found lying on his back in a box, his arms folded over his abdomen, wrapped in a blanket. His body showed signs of long-term abuse. He was severely malnourished, weighing only about 30 pounds. His body was covered in bruises and welts in various stages of healing. His hair was cut recently, but unevenly, as if done hastily at home. His fingernails had been trimmed, suggesting recent care or concealment. The autopsy revealed several disturbing details. His cause of death was listed as blunt force trauma to the head, likely from repeated blows. His stomach contained baked beans, his last meal, consumed within hours of death. His esophagus contained residue from vomit, indicating he had been sick or injured shortly before dying. One strange note: the boy's hands and feet were pruny, like he had been submerged in water for some time before being placed in the box. But who was he? There were no missing children matching his description in the city or even the state. Police took fingerprints and footprints, but they yielded nothing. They created sketches and post-mortem photographs, and even dressed the body to look like a living child, hoping someone might recognize him. More than 400,000 flyers were distributed, and the boy's image appeared on utility bills, newspapers, and wanted posters. And yet no one came forward. He was given a name by the media: the boy in a box, a faceless child, a mystery with no starting point. Early theories. Detectives followed every lead, but few went anywhere. There were hundreds of interviews. Some people even confessed to the crime, falsely. One possible lead came from the box itself. It had held a bassinet sold by JCPenney, and the shipping label traced back to a store in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. But dozens had been sold, and records were vague. A blue cord, part of a toy, or perhaps a restraint, was found near the body. A man's corduroy cap lay nearby. Strands of hair, both blonde and brown, were collected. But in the 1950s, without DNA testing, these were useless. The police even consulted psychics, went undercover in orphanages, and dug through countless birth records. Still, no answers. The foster home theory. One theory centered on a nearby foster home, located just blocks from the scene. A psychic led police to it, claiming it was connected. The home, run by a man and his wife, housed multiple children. Investigators found bassinets like the one associated with the box, and blankets that looked eerily similar. Rumors swirled that the boy had been one of the foster children, possibly killed in an accident and quietly disposed of. But police found no direct evidence, and no child was found missing from the home. Still, some officers believed this lead was more than coincidence. The M confession. In 2002, over 4 decades after the discovery, a woman known only as M came forward. She told police that as a child, her mentally unstable mother had purchased a boy, possibly through unofficial means, and brought him to their home. M claimed the boy was severely abused, kept in a basement, starved, and eventually beaten to death. She said her mother had bathed the boy, trimmed his hair and nails, and dumped the body in a box in the woods. What alarmed investigators was that M knew specific, non-public facts. that the boy had baked beans in his stomach, that his body had been bathed, that his hair was freshly cut. Despite the detail, police couldn't verify the story. The house M described had long been torn down. Her mother had died. There were no medical or legal records linking the family to any adopted or missing child. No charges were filed. Obsession and online sleuths. Over the years, the story captured the imaginations of amateur detectives, journalists, and true crime lovers. Entire websites, forums, and Reddit threads were dedicated to the case. YouTubers, podcasters, and even high school students tried to solve it. The boy's face became symbolic, a child the system forgot, a tragedy that refused to fade. Some people claimed to dream about him. Others visited his grave, leaving flowers, toys, and prayers. The mystery became more than a case. It became a reflection of society's failure to protect its most vulnerable. DNA breakthrough. In 2019, investigators exhumed the boy's body one more time. This time, they had a powerful new tool, forensic genealogy. By extracting DNA from Joseph's bones and teeth, scientists began constructing a family tree using public databases. The same methods used to identify the Golden State Killer were now being used to give this boy a name. It took 3 years, countless hours, and assistance from genealogists and private labs. In December 2022, the Philadelphia Police Department made a stunning announcement. They had identified the boy. His name was Joseph. The boy in the box was no longer anonymous. He was Joseph Augustus Zarelli, born January 13, 1953. He would have been just 4 years old when he died. Joseph was born to a young, unmarried couple in West Philadelphia. His mother's identity was confirmed, and though she had passed away years earlier, his father was still alive, but refused to cooperate with investigators. Joseph had half-siblings who were never told of his existence. No one had ever filed a missing persons report. No obituary, no grave, no memory, still no justice. Even with Joseph's identity confirmed, his killer remains unknown. Police have not made any arrests. No charges have been filed. The family, still alive today, has remained mostly silent. Why was Joseph never reported missing? Why was he abused? Was it neglect, cruelty, shame, or something worse? Those answers may have died with the people who kept the secret. But some believe justice may still come if someone finally speaks. Joseph's legacy. Today, Joseph Zarelli rests beneath a new headstone. It reads, Joseph Augustus Zarelli, the boy in the box, 1953 to 1957. Visitors now bring flowers and toys. His grave is no longer nameless. But the case still raises painful questions. How can a child vanish without anyone noticing? How did a life so short, so tragic, go undocumented? Joseph wasn't just a victim. He was a boy who may have had a favorite toy, a laugh, a dream. He deserved love. He deserved protection. And though he died in silence, now millions know his name. If you're watching this and thinking, how could this happen? Remember, it still does. Children still fall through the cracks. Abuse still hides behind closed doors. Secrets still silence the innocent. But Joseph's story reminds us, no matter how long it takes, truth matters. No mystery is too cold. No child should be forgotten. Somewhere out there, someone still knows what happened. And maybe, just maybe, one day they'll come forward. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe. Justice delayed doesn't have to mean justice denied.